Hello, my name is BREANNA, and I believe Jesus died for me. I have learned a lot in the past few years about trusting others and trusting God. Two big things that created this trust and the faith I have for God. The biggest one is when I lost my grandma. My grandma meant a lot to me, and her loss hit hard. She had a heart attack out of the blue. The worst part for me was I knew she was in the hospital and I wasn't worried. I had never experienced loss before, so the fact that she was in the hospital didn't scare me, until my dad called. He told me I had to say goodbye to her. The severity of the situation hit hard. I couldn't speak for the longest time. I just sat there listening to my dad cry. I said what I could and then I hung up. I felt like I hadn't quite said enough, so I texted my grandma. I didn't think she would get them or that my grandpa would read them to her. But when my dad got back from the hospital, he told me what the notes I had sent to my grandma meant to her. I knew I would always have her in my heart. I struggled a bit finding my way back to what would be the new normal, but I got there. I made new friends with great people who helped build me up through my hard time, and I knew God was the one who put them in my life. By the end of February, my life was back on track. For a few months, life was great. May 2023, the day after Mother's Day, my great-grandparents were found dead. I wasn't biologically related to them, but their deaths brought up memories from my grandma. I felt like I had done something wrong, like I was the reason people I loved kept getting hurt. I thought God didn't love me. I figured if I could have gone through all that hardship and felt as alone as I did, God must not love me. I felt unloved. The feeling spread to relationships and family friendships. I began to think, if God can't love me, neither can they. I wanted answers, and I wanted to ask questions, so I went on the Mexico mission trip over spring break in hopes of God finding me there. On my first day there, we went to Dorothy's home, and one of the women I met taught me how to paint flowers. When we finished painting, she told me that we were like the flowers. We had a rough beginning, but God used the rough to create beautiful flowers. Those words may seem so simple, but they changed my entire perspective. God used Milka to bring me back to Him. I am still learning more each day.